Hi, this is Tara from GCS. In today's video, I'm going to illustrate how your company can use GeoBusiness to facilitate marketing and advertising campaigns. There are different services that you can use for advertising that target potential customers by location. For example, Google Ads allows you to market by zip code, whereas localized geofencing advertising services can target smaller areas such as census block groups. GeoBusiness gives your organization access to thousands of different datasets, which you can cross-reference against your NetSuite record locations to make informed marketing decisions for your business. For this demonstration, I work for a home supplies retail chain. We are looking to notify potential customers surrounding some of our northeastern locations regarding new sales and price reductions, in the hopes of converting our competitors' customers to our products. There are several competitor locations adjacent to our stores. You can see them by selecting the competitors and locations layers in the layer list widget. We want to get some further information about spending and demographic trends in this area. We will set up a Smart Map search. Click Create Maps and then Smart Map Search. With Smart Map Search, we can hone in on potential areas of interest by cross-referencing up to 5 different datasets at a time. We'll hit Browse All Variables to define these datasets. Starting with spending, we'll select the spending category that is most relevant for our company's purposes, which is going to be housing and household. When I select this category, it brings up further options, including projections for future spending. We're focusing on spending for 2019, so I'll click the arrow to select specific data within the housing and household spending category. Our company primarily sells household accessories as opposed to large appliances or furniture. So I will select housewares. Small household items like home textiles, dishes, rugs, and small home appliances make up the largest percentage of our inventory and profits. To continue selecting other data variables, click on the categories icon at the top left of the data browser pop-up. In addition to spending data, we also want to understand more about the customers who are buying these types of products in order to structure our ad campaigns correctly. We'll select population and then generations. We'll select 2 generations that have relatively different experiences by way of advertising and communicating: baby boomers and millennials. This will give us an idea of the best way to go about a targeted advertising campaign. For instance, we may want to pursue mail advertising versus online ads, depending on the age breakdown in certain areas. We also want to see information about the type of homes potential customers live in. If the majority owns rather than rents, for example, this could affect the marketing strategy that we choose to employ in our ads. So, for the last category, we will pick housing, owner and renter, then expand the arrow next to 2019 key demographic indicators. We're going to select both owner and renter occupied housing units. Now that all 5 variables are selected, we will hit apply to begin analyzing the map. All of the variables that we selected are now available for analysis on the left-hand side of the screen. The polygons you see on the map represent census block groups. You can opt to analyze the map broken down by zip code as well. We will manipulate the sliding scales in order to narrow down which areas to pursue with our marketing efforts and how to go about doing so. The first sliding scale I will use is tied to the housewares spending variable. We want to eliminate the areas with lower spending trends for housewares. I'll keep the top third of this sliding scale selected with spending amounts around $500,000 to $900,000. Now that I have identified several high-spending block groups, I want to narrow down the type of housing and the age demographics that make up these areas. I'll start with owners versus renters. By moving the sliding scale, I'll identify the block groups that have the highest concentration of homeowners. Then I can cross-reference by age to see what type of people own these homes. I'll start by moving up the millennial population sliding scale. When I do this while keeping the other presets in place, most of the polygons disappear from the map. This indicates that it is not millennials that own homes in this area. Resetting the millennial population scale, I will then move up the baby boomer population scale. We can see now that there are 2 block groups with this criteria around 2 of our competitor locations. Based on this information, our executives can decide to target these two areas via a physical mailing campaign with deals and coupons that will attract those customers toward our nearby locations as opposed to our competitors. We can back up this data further by running an infographic. I'll click on one of the block groups of interest, hover over infographics, and then click preferences. I then select tapestry profile, as this is a broad infographic that will give me a lot of relevant information. Then I hit save and close and click on infographics. This interactive infographic breaks down even more information about this area, including median home values and education statistics. I want to be able to identify this block group again quickly, so I will hover over it and select Create Site. I'll do the same for the other block group I mentioned. Now that we've saved two sites based on certain population criteria, we'll go back and manipulate the sliding scales to reflect different information. Again, we start by putting the sliding scale on houseware spending to reflect the approximate amount that we established the first time around. This time, however, we will filter by renter-occupied housing units. Two high-spending block groups for renters in central Boston are identified. We will then eliminate further by upping the population concentration on the millennial population scale. Based on the results shown on the map, it is safe to say that these two high-spending block groups in the city are occupied by a good concentration of millennials who rent. We will save both of these sites as well. Though there are no competitor locations nearby, these areas would still be viable to target for Google Ads or geofencing campaigns to ensure that this customer base is aware of our products. There is one more visualization tool that will be useful for our purposes. In our ad campaign, we are hoping to reach out to local furniture stores to establish partnerships for coordinated deals and discounts. To find the most advantageous companies to reach out to, we will use a Businesses and Facilities search. Click on Create Maps and then Businesses and Facilities search. Click Category to access the drop-down menu showing several different categories. We will select Furniture Stores, click Done, and then Go. The map is populated with points showing furniture businesses. Now I want to manipulate the way that these businesses appear on the map in order to ensure more effective visualization. Click Next, and then hit Select Style. For this example, we will choose Types and Sizes because that will allow us to visualize multiple data types related to the businesses we're considering. Now we will edit the point symbology. Types refers to the color of the points. For this, we will select the attribute zip code. Size obviously refers to the size of the point. We will click Size and make sure that the sales volume attribute is selected. This way, the furniture businesses with the highest sales volume show as the largest points on the map, and we can easily tell which are located within the same zip code. We'll want to use the two sites we identified with higher millennial and renting populations to test out a coordinated, targeted online ad campaign. We then instruct our B2B professionals to reach out to higher sales volume businesses in those areas in order to establish a partnership and work out the terms of the coordinated sales, as customers buying new furniture will often need accompanying home textiles, housewares, or other accessories. As a large chain retailer, we're also able to use this online targeted advertising campaign to integrate with small businesses in the local community, while also converting customers to our line of home products. This is just one example of the way that GeoBusiness can streamline your organization's marketing strategies. With access to thousands of different data sets, GeoBusiness allows you to make informed decisions for your company that will result in the best return on investment for your team's efforts. Learn more or contact us at geobusiness.yourdatasmarter.com.